Another final framework for analyzing culture that comes out of the business sphere is worth considering, especially if the others have not floated your boat thus far. While the terminology is not necessarily more exact and useful than some others, it does bring another perspective that some may find compelling and interesting. So here it is, the Trompenaars and Hampden-Turner framework. We can cast these categories as dyadic pairings, like most of our other frameworks, but we can also recast these as questions, such as for number one, does this group prefer that everyone follow the rules, or is rule following based on relationships? In the second, we see a version of the collectivist versus individualist dyad again, but with different language. The third one for Trompenaars and Hampden-Turner is the level of emotional expression and the range of that expression. So does this group expect more inner-directed emotion versus more outer-directed and expressive emotions, which is a recasting of Hall's indirect versus direct communication in a high and low context preference, respectively. They have three more. The fourth gets at a preferred way of thinking and solving problems in a group. Is it indirect, circuitous, and evasive, desiring to save face and situationally moral? Or is it direct, blunt, transparent, and independent of moral standards? In achievement versus ascription, does the group value meritocratic achievement of knowledge, expertise, and self-making in a low context way? Or does it essentialize the elements of class, gender, and social connections, which are fixed, predetermined, and inevitable in a high context manner? Finally, we find the treatment and understanding of time as sequential and linear, turn-taking and monochronic, or it is something that needs to be synchronized through management of multiple actions for team achievement. I add these to our bag of tools for the purpose of advancing some of the terminology and establishing that there are common themes among these frameworks, even if not common terminology. And so it behooves anyone to choose one or another of these frameworks presented in other videos and the one summarized here. You should note that the ones presented in these videos are not all of the possible ones, just a selection commonly recognized in the US context. I've summarized them and will continue to summarize them and give the terminology that my students prefer, which is easier to grasp from the get-go, and will provide recommendations as to a 9-category system for you to take with you the next time you go abroad or for a longer period of time. As I continue to build more videos in this series, I'll focus more on views from other countries as to what intercultural competence is and what frameworks are used in other parts of the world. While I use these videos as presentations for the courses I teach on intercultural competence, they are also freely available for anyone to watch. So please feel free to like or subscribe to the channel as you see fit, or to share it. Your feedback is valuable to me to make sure that things are clear. And may you find the peace that you are looking for.